my friends, again. This is part 2 of Mary's balance strength training, balance and strength training. So we did the first part yesterday. I actually had a little technical glitch because I had kept doing the exercises, which I'm going to show you again today, not realizing that the camera had cut out. So that's why it was such an abrupt stop during the dynabands in the last video. So I'm learning as I go along. Hopefully this time we'll have a smooth sail here. So I'm going to pick up basically where we left off with the upper body strength training, but first let's do a little warm-up with a few extra squats and some stretching, right? Because you got to get the body moving before you do anything else, right? So let's just start with a little march. And I decided not to do music today just because when I listened to it, it sounded a little too loud, the music portion. So I would love feedback from everyone as you're marching or listening, that whether the music was too much for you, if you prefer the silence, or I can still try to find a better balance with the music. It's always a challenge. Now let's place those feet, take a nice wide stance, do our big breath up again, and release. And inhale, lift and lengthen, and release, and inhale, lift and lengthen. Say, thank you, sun, for being out today, and in. We haven't seen much of it lately. Reach, and lower, big breath in, and stay up here, and we reach through our right side, and reach through our left side. I'm pressing down through that left foot as I reach through that arm. Reach, and reach, making space in the ribs and the hips. And reach, I'm pulling my belly in and up, as I call it zip and lift. So whenever you hear me say zip and lift, I'm talking about pulling that belly button into the spine. And reach and open. Let's roll those shoulders forward, up and back. Good, we want to access all those muscles around the shoulder, the chest and the upper back, and the shoulder girdle muscles. And up, elbows around, and around. Keep that breath moving freely, around. And around, and around. Good. And let's do our big lift up and open, pulling that imaginary t-shirt off. And lift up and open. And lift up and open. And lift up and open. Now we're going to do our reach and pull again, our squats with our nice hip hinge. So we reach forward, and hips go back. And press through the legs, lift the chest, pull up, and squeeze those shoulder blades. And let's push. And we pull. Hips back and push. Inhale and pull. Press back, push. Inhale and pull. Lift that chest and press. And lift. Let's do 2 more. Hips go back. Inhale and up. Press it back, open wide like we did yesterday. Little pulses here. Pump and pump and pump. I'm getting my hips so far back, my toes can actually lift off the floor a little bit. You don't need to do that, but that's a good little test to see if you're really getting the weight back into your hips. Let's do our little lunge and in. Reach and in. Reach and in. Reach and in. Reach and in. Again, if you need to hold on, feel free to hold. Out and in. Out and in. Out and in, last set, out, and in, out, and in, come up. Good, let's turn back. Again, our famous Kate Winslet stretch, lift those chests up. Open, open, open. And come down, good. Now I thought we would do a little traveling squat warm-up, which is also really good for balance. So I'm going to start a little farther over here. We're going to do an open squat, close to the direction you're moving, open again. Now instead of closing, we're going to lift up and balance. And we're going to open the other way and close and open, lift up and balance. Now again, if you need the help, you can do a modified version of the open close. Start at one end of your chair, open, close, right? I'm doing it fast, but you don't have to, and lift. Right? Open, close, and lift. So you can just travel back and forth past your chair. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. So I'm going to take it a little faster than I demonstrated it, right? And the arms are going to reach out forward again. And open and close and open and come up and open and close and open and come up, open and zip up, open in and lift. Make sure you feel that standing foot pressing into the floor as you balance on the one foot. Out, reach up and open and close and open up and stay. Excellent, good. One more little balance exercise we're going to do. We're going to do a little, let me demonstrate the right leg up first, right? Again, you can hold on. So this is the holding on version. Up, tap up, hold, 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 and come down. Up, tap up, hold, 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 and come down without holding on, and up, and up, and hold, and hold, and hold, and come down. Zip, lift up, and hold, 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 and come down. Good, release those hips. Good, should get your breath going a little more too. We should feel a little more warmed up. Let's do a little hand circles to get ready for our weights. And release the other way. I want to open up, stretch those inner thighs and those hip sockets a little bit because we're going to do some weights with our nice deep plies. Good. All right, let's do, I want to do a couple more Dynaband exercises before we move to our weights. So again, I have 5-pound actual weights, and then for lighter weights today, I'm using my canned beans. Again, if you have water bottles you want to fill up with water to be weights, or you can do, if you want for heavier, if you don't have any heavy weights in the house, you can do laundry detergent bottles. Those work also. So first we're going to start with our Dynaband. And as I said yesterday, with the Dynabands, if you don't have a band, you can imagine it doesn't transfer to weights, right? Because we're working these muscles, your lats, and your shoulder girdle to pull down with these, making imaginary resistance from the top. When you work with weights, you're only resisting from the floor where gravity's pulling us down, right? So you have to remember that. You can't just switch from Dynabands to weights. You don't get the same effort. The different muscle groups are working, right? So better to do it without anything until you get a Dynaband, which I'm sure you could order online, because everything's being ordered online these days, right? So let's make it as wide as the shoulder. We're going to reach forward and up. This is a lat pull down. Let's see. Let's go sideways first. So you'll see my hands are forward of my forehead. The band is going to come in a diagonal toward my chest. I pull down and apart as the elbows descend. Keep the shoulders down as you return up to your neutral level of tension. Pull down. Down, keep the tension as you go up. Pull down and apart. And slowly return. I'm going to show you from the back. Down and up. And up. Keep pulling those shoulders down. You don't want it to go into your neck muscles. And pull down, down, and reach. I'm going to show you from the front. And pull down. Stay lifted and reach. I'm exhaling as I pull down, zipping and lifting that belly. Keeping a beautiful neutral spine. Pull down and reach. Pull down and reach up, up, up. Lengthen, reach and lengthen. And center, reach up and lengthen. And center. Good. Now, this is also back of the shoulder like we did our rotator cuff ones yesterday. This is a similar exercise. We're going to have the band. This time we're going to work with the elbow straight, right? Working in that upper back, right? Pulling down and keeping those arms slightly below the shoulder level. Here we go. We pull out, slowly return, zip that belly in, pull out, open, as if, you know what I think of at this exercise? As if you're a runner going through the finish line, right? Where you get to run and your chest hits the ribbon. So we're opening and lengthening through that chest. Here we go. And open. And slowly control the return. Open. And you're going to feel your chest muscles working on the way back, actually. open, controlling that band, keeping it from whipping you back, and open, and back. 2 more, open, and back. Feel really wide in those arms. Reach your knuckles from one side of the room. Now slowly come back, slow, 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 and release. Ooh, so it gets the front and the back of those chest and upper back muscles. Good. All right, now we're going to go to our weights. We're going to come back to our band for a little stretching later, but let's pick up our heavy weights. All right, we're going to start with a nice rotated position. We worked on these squats, pliés, I call them. In ballet, it's second position, right? So here we go. Palms are forward, elbows are hovering by your hips, but a little air and light under your armpits. We curl up, and slowly open out, and curl up, and open, and open. Exhale as you lift. Press through the feet, lengthen tall. Keep that belly engaging. Every exhale is an opportunity to draw that belly in deeper into the spine, working those deepest transverse abdominis muscles. And come up. Exhale and fold. Nice, smooth, sliding, gliding movement at the elbow, knees, hips, and ankles. And open. And we come to 90 degrees in the elbows. Little pulses here. Pulse and pulse and pulse. Keep pulling those shoulders down. Open the chest. And pump and pump and pump and pump. Slowly open, 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 open. Good. Roll those shoulders down. Roll them out. Excellent. Now we're going to do a little hammer hold. So a hammer hold is with the thumb side of the weight toward the ceiling. So we're going to do a little oppositional lift, a fold up. Now I like to keep my elbows a little forward of my pelvis, which loads the biceps a little more. And up, little pump. Weights are passing each other. Control both the going up and the going down. Smooth and pump. And I'm doing little demi-pliés. If that's too much to think about, you can keep the legs straight and do this, right? I like the release through my legs, which makes my core work even harder to keep everything stable. And pump, and pump, and pump, and pump. Are we all feeling our biceps? I'm feeling it. I haven't been doing as much of these lately. Somehow I can't count cooking and cleaning as part of my weight workout, but here we go. So it's a good thing I'm doing this with you because I'm getting the workout too. So we're going to lift and pour, right? So imagine you've got 2 heavy bottles of wine in your hands. You are the host, lifting up, pour the drinks for your friends, and lift and slowly lower down and up. Also a common pastime in these times right now. Pouring a drink for, we can toast our friends a la FaceTime or Zoom, right? And up, and pour, and lift, lower down, exhale up, rotate at the wrist, let me rephrase that. Rotate at the forearm so the wrist stays straight. You see the movement at the wrist, but it's really the rotation happening towards the elbow. And lift, pour, rotate. So you can see I'm basically pouring in front of my belly button, which of course is going where? Yes, it's sucking into your spine. Yes. Up and pour and up. Lower down. One more. Up and pour and up. Lower down. Good. Rolling, rolling, rolling those shoulders. We're going to let the arms dangle next to us now, and we're going to go back to our squats and then work on the back of the upper arms, our tricep area. So first we're going to do a few rows like we did with the Dynaband yesterday, but using our weights instead. And before that, we're going to do a few squats with just the arms hanging down. So hips go back, let the arms dangle, press through and lift. And again, the weight of the body is back in the heels, and press, and press. Hips go back, back, push, and lengthen beautifully tall in between. Hips back, and lengthen. The next one, we're going to go not quite as deep. Keeping that chest up, we're going to row, pull, lower down. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Squeeze. Squeeze, wrists stay straight. Neutral spine, belly zipping and lifting. Pull, lower. I'm feeling my buttocks muscles. They're starting to whine a little bit, like, are we done yet? But we're not. And pull, one more. Pull and lower. Come up, just shake everything out a little bit. We're going to go back to that same demi-squat and with our elbows up, and then we're going to do arm extensions in the back. Some people call these kickbacks. With your hands, we lift up, we unfold, and in. Press, and in. So you're going to feel your upper arm, back of the upper arm, your triceps working. Make sure as you go up, we're not rolling shoulders forward. They're pulling back and down. Keep them there as you reach. If you want to increase the effort in your triceps, when you extend the arm back, squeeze your pinky and ring finger firmly around your waist instead of your first two fingers, and that will kick in the triceps even more. Try that. Reach. I feel it tremendously when I do that. Now, it's really the temptation as these arms swings back is to swing forward onto the balls of the feet. Try to stay more toward the heel. The whole foot is on the floor, but try to make sure that heel is down. Now we're going to stay here, little pulses, reach. Again, pulling those shoulders down, making a beautiful long neck. You can keep squeezing with those two, the pinky and ring finger. Reach, 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 reach. Last two and one. Woo! Release it. I felt that. I hope you did too. Good. All right, we're going to put these guys down and we're going to take our lighter weights, right? For me, it's going to be my can of beans. All right, let's just roll those shoulders out again, shake the legs out a little bit. Now, we're going to do exercise for the deltoids, right? So this middle part of the shoulder, because we're going to reach out and up. So we're going to start in a nice 90-degree angle in the elbow. Hands, my cans in my hands are right in front of my elbow on both sides. So we sweep down to go up and come return. Sweep down out and up. So again, I'm making as much space in the shoulder socket as possible to think of the elbow and can dropping down before it goes up. I know it sounds a bit counterintuitive, but it helps keep our shoulders down, keep our necks free when we do that. And in, sweep out and up, return, 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 come down, roll those shoulders again. Good. Now a little overhead press. Knuckles toward the ceiling, thumbs toward your shoulders. Zip and lift through the belly, reach. Reach, lower, down, other arm, and reach. Reach, lower, down, from the side, reach, lengthen tall. My arm is forward of my forehead. This is the safe shoulder zone you want to maintain, right? You don't want to get the arm back here, then it puts tremendous stress on your shoulder socket. Reach, and lower, reach, reach, and lower, reach, reach, and lower, and reach, reach. Stay here. We're going to switch simultaneously. Glide past each other with total control. Glide. And I'm stepping through my feet, lengthening through the top of my head. Belly's going in and up. Reach and glide. Glide. Reach. Reach. Glide. Glide. Reach. If it hurts your arm to go up, some people can only go this far from whatever injuries or changes in the socket, the shoulder socket itself. So be mindful that you don't go into the pain, right? You stop if you feel pain, right? Don't mean stop exercising. Feel free to do this without any weights. So I recommend that to anyone whose range of motion is very limited in this overhead position. to just do it without weights. And come down. So my philosophy of exercise, unlike the classic no pain, no gain, my philosophy is no pain, no pain. All right? We don't need to go there. I'm going to be 65 this August. Here we go. So you got to work smarter, not harder as you get older, right? Otherwise, you're grinding away at your joints. They don't need to be unhappy and inflamed. We want to preserve them. We want to keep our original equipment as long as possible. So that means, like I said, working smarter, not harder. Here we go. Last thing with our weights, we're going to go back to our little lunges. Let's see, I'm going to come up here a little bit because I want to actually, let me move this chair slightly out of the way. Then we'll be good. Hips back. So let's just start with our step-ins back and in, step in, back, and in. Now, this is a more complex exercise in that we're going to lift forward as we reach back. So if balance is an issue for you to do both at the same time, I suggest you just take a nice wide stance, reach out and up without the leg movement, okay? I'm going to demonstrate the full Monty, so to speak, but feel free to do just the arms. So hips back, beautiful squat, zip and lift. We reach out and in and out and in. And notice I'm only lifting my arm to just below shoulder height. I'm leading with my thumb out and in. That gives you the most open position of your shoulder socket, out and in. If you want to make it a little more challenging for balance, pick up and place. Pick up and place rather than sliding the foot out, right? So that adds a whole nother element of stability training. Pick up, place, and in. 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 Come up, good. Roll those shoulders down. Excellent, good. We're going to put these down and let's stretch a bit. So let's play the air piano just to loosen up those hands. Right, can everybody see my air piano? It's not good piano technique by any means, but we want to try to move all those joints in the fingers, right? Not just at the knuckles, right, but really articulate those fingers too. Good, and just stretch, release. Good, nice, easy, fan-free. Open, close. Good, and shake them out. Good, good. Let's roll those shoulders again. Roll them again. Good. We're going to do a tricep stretch. We're going to reach our palm out, touch our shoulder. Take your opposite arm. Catch the elbow. Now, this right arm is passive, the one that's touching your shoulder, and you're pulling it up with the opposite arm, making a picture frame around your face. Now from the side, you can see I am stretching the muscles of the triceps and even down into the armpit and lats area. Pull it up, keep it near your ear. Pull the shoulders down while you do this. We want to have lots of room under our chin, around our jaw. From the shoulders, lift up, hold, hold, hold. Breathe. Whenever I say hold, it's the position, not your breath. All right, lift up. Now we're going to draw a semicircle in the sky with this elbow. Lift up, up, up. Keep those hips level. Reach. Feel that stretch all the way down through the ribs and pelvis. Reach, reach, reach. And come up and open. Good. Other palm up. Hand to the shoulder again. Hand under the elbow. Press it up. Relax that arm, that left arm. Make your picture frame. Shoulders down. Now, some of us may only be able to lift to there because of the shoulder, which is fine. Then I would say don't do the tip, right? Or if you want to do the tip, you can take your hand on your head and gently lengthen this way, right? So you've got your options. Lift up, 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 up. Reach, feel that stretch going all the way down. Keep pulling that elbow back by your ear. Breathing, lengthening. And up, 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 good. And open, good. Now just hug, pull those shoulder blades down, let the chin tuck into your chest just a little and breathe into the upper back. Fill up your back with breath. And inhale, open, open, open. Good, other arm on top, hug. Drop those shoulders away. They're moving away from each other, away from your ears. Let the head come forward slightly unless it's uncomfortable, and breathe into the back and shoulder blades. Big breath, and soften and yield. And fill up again, and soften and yield. And one more, fill up, up, up. Lift, 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 and open. Good. We're going to take our hands to our chair for our Kate Winslet stretch again to open up the chest. Lift and open. Open, stretch, stretch, stretch. And come center. Good. Now let's do a little quadricep stretch, the top of the thigh. We're going to hug the knee up. I'm going to show you two versions, this and a seated version. Slide the hand down, swing the leg through. Now let me show you from the side. Ideally, you want that knee pointing right to the floor and a straight line right up from the thigh bone into the hip socket. You don't have to get your heel to your butt. Better to be a little more open on this. And you can also, if you're particularly tight in the quads and you have a towel or a Dynaband available, you can hook your Dynaband around your ankle and pull back. So that keeps the pressure off the knee, right? But it gets the stretch in the quadriceps. Good, and release. Now, you're going to go to the other side. I'm going to come over here. Knee up, slide down, swing through. Now, my friends that are doing it with your hands, you can hold that. And I'm going to show you the seated quadricep stretch for friends who cannot stabilize that way. So you're going to sit facing sideways on your chair. I've got my right cheek on my chair. Left leg's going to slide back. The ball of my foot's on the floor. And I'm pressing my pelvis forward, and we're going to reach up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And come down and go to the other side, right? You can hold onto the back of the chair with that back arm. Slide it back, knees pointing to the floor, on the ball of the foot. Press the hips forward. Lift up and lengthen. Breathe and reach. Up, up, up. And release. Now while we're here, let's all do a seated hamstring stretch together. So we're going to stabilize with the left leg, reach that heel out. Let me move back a little more to make sure you can see both of my feet. My right leg is out. Here's your options. You're going to either hold onto the chair as you hinge forward in a neutral spine from your hips, or you can put your hands on the bent knee, on the thigh, not on your kneecap, please, and lift and lengthen. I've got my foot flexed. Let me show you from the side here, right? So I'm on the front of the chair, lift and stretch. Breathe and lengthen. Feel that stretch through the back of the leg. If your foot is flexed, you're going to get a little calf action as well. Zip and lift. Keep that chest lifted. And hold it. And lengthen up. For our purposes here, I'm not holding the stretches as long as they could be held. I suggest at least 10 minutes, at least 10 seconds if you're in a rush, preferably 30 seconds, or you can work your way up to that, right? The physical therapists recommend 30 to 90 seconds to really make a difference in your range of motion and flexibility. But if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of tolerance to the sensation of stretch, which is a kind of moderately painful, for me, there's a difference. It's a good hurt as opposed to a bad hurt. For me, I love that quote-unquote good hurt, right? So lift up and lengthen, come forward. We've got the other leg out, heel forward. Another principle to follow when you're stretching is to do the side that is less stressed first, meaning the side that's tighter, or if there's any issues in the joints, do the side that is happier, the happy side first, and then go to the side that's a little more disgruntled. So it knows what's coming, and it'll be a little more cooperative. and lengthen up. Now our last stretch today, we're going to do our hip stretch. You're going to cross your right ankle, glide it up over your knee. Now, for those who have less range of motion, I have a lot of range of motion. I used to be a ballet dancer, so my hips are quite open. So if you don't have that, you can keep your underneath foot more forward, right? So you'll see here, instead of having the foot under the knee, you can keep it more forward, which opens the relationship in the hip a little more. Then you can bring it forward. Me, I don't feel the hip stretch here unless I have that leg in, and then I lean into it and hold on to the back of the chair. You should feel this through, around the buttocks, into the hip, right? That's what we're trying to stretch. Those deep buttocks muscles. And lengthen up. Good, let's do the other side. So again, if you're tight, start with the foot way out, slide that leg up, then you can choose to slide in or not. Now also, most people don't have knees that fall open like I do. Most people will find their knee is in a little more like this position. There's nothing wrong with you. That's how you're built, all right? Or you're just tight. For whatever reason, right? You don't need to do that. Just be where your leg is naturally and lengthen forward. But lift up out of your pelvis before you come forward, right? So you want to feel the stretch in your butt, right? Deep in the butt, right where you're sitting. Good, just keep breathing, nice easy breath. You don't have to do any big, right? Easy breath, gentle breath. Just let it move naturally. Good, good. Now this side I feel a lot more than the other side. And lengthen up, up, up. Good, slide that leg down, release, release. And let's just stay here a moment. Reach way up again. Now grab those hands, stretch, 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 up, up, up through the ribs, lengthen through one side. Again, my hands are forward at my forehead. Lengthen through the other side. Last thing, we're going to clasp our hands together behind the head. I'm going to go sideways so you can see the angle. And I'm going to press my head into my hands as I'm cupping my skull. So I'm pressing my head back this way through the nose drill, and I'm giving a little counter pressure through my hands so those two pressures come together and we get taller. So let's get taller. Up, 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 up. And breathe right here. Lift, lift, lift. And thank you, everybody. I'll see you soon with more additions to Mary's Fitness.